A summary of the news now on BBC One with Andrew Harvey.
Good morning. A wide-ranging report on the abuse of children in residential care, published later today, is expected to urge sweeping reforms of the system. The report reveals disturbing levels of abuse at some homes. It's thought the government will accept the main recommendations.
Today's report by Sir William Utting, a former Chief Inspector of Social Services, found that more than a third of the children in residential care have not received a proper education, that in small unregistered homes they still run the risk of abuse, and that there are still unacceptable delays in checking the criminal records of applicants for jobs in childcare. I understand Sir William will conclude that the huge reduction in residential care may have gone too far, from 40,000 places in 1975 to just 8,000 now. He believes local authorities need a range of choices to place children who are in difficulty. In a wide-ranging report, he asked the government urgently to regulate homes with 3 or fewer children and call for a residential childcare strategy. The Health Secretary, Frank Dobson, is expected to make a statement to the Commons this afternoon, accepting the main recommendations and setting up a ministerial group to drive through major reform.
The Home Secretary, Jack Straw, says he'll bring in new laws to prevent Britain being used as a base for foreign terrorists like those who carried out the massacre of tourists in Luxor. Egypt's tourist industry has been badly hit, with hundreds more British holidaymakers arriving home overnight.
At Egypt's airports, the holiday traffic has been mainly one way, out of the country, with holiday firms laying on special flights. Some of these passengers had barely arrived before being put on a plane back home. The sights they've missed may be ones of great beauty, but the absence of visitors in Luxor at the height of Egypt's tourist season means economic disaster for locals. But for the hundreds of tourists who've been returning to Britain, relief, and for some, memories of Monday's massacre.
It was just an innocent pop, pop, pop. Didn't sound like real gunfire until such time as our police shot back.
Into the shop where we were, some people actually ran in there that had been under fire. It was an elderly couple in their 70s and they just jumped over a wall.
Most tour companies are offering to change or abandon holiday bookings and have cancelled flights to Egypt until further notice.
A car bomb in southern India has killed more than 20 people and injured 20 more. The bomb exploded outside a film studio on the outskirts of the city of Hyderabad. Indian police say they suspect local political or gang rivalries are behind the attack. And that's all for now. More news at midday.
And now the headlines in the southeast. A Nigerian man who feared for his life when he was deported has arrived back in Britain. Abdul Onibayo was reunited with his wife at Heathrow this morning. For 10 years, campaigners have been fighting for Abdul to stay in Britain, claiming he faced persecution in his native country. His son, Ade, who was also deported, is expected to fly in from South America at the end of this week, after also being granted asylum. Around 250 workers at Ford's engineering plant in Basildon in Essex have downed tools in protest over engine testing equipment. The 24-hour walkout is another blow for Ford. Last month, hundreds of workers at the Dagenham plant went on strike over a 2.8% pay offer. Today, management and unions are meeting to try and solve the pay dispute. Ford has said it has no more money to offer the workers. It's believed the government may be about to give the go-ahead to the merger of the Dover-Calais ferry services of P&O and Sterna. It's now more than a year since the two companies announced their intention to join forces in an effort to stave off competition from the Channel Tunnel. Those are the latest headlines. Now the weather with Isabel Lang.
Hello there, good morning to you. The remnants of yesterday's wet weather will continue to fringe parts of Aberdeenshire and also just into Norfolk. Otherwise, we will have some brightness in these eastern areas before this next batch of showery rain pushes in from the west, already raining fairly heavily across Dumfries and Callaway and down through the West Midlands and the West Country. To the west of that showery rain, though, we do have rather more broken clouds, so there will be some sunshine around, but also some squally heavy showers. Already thunder reported in Southern Ireland. So through the day then, that cloudy area moving eastwards with some rain, turning rather more showery through the afternoon, but always the heaviest showers, I think, down to the southwest, and still the odd rumble of thunder. Temperatures, though, despite the wind, still very mild for the time of year, around 13 or 14 degrees. More showers tonight.